What is the DOL's role in overtime rule enforcement? Imagine working long hours and wondering if you should be paid extra for those extra minutes. The Department of Labor plays a big part in making sure workers get what they are owed. Their main job is to enforce rules that tell employers when they must pay overtime. These rules are part of the Fair Labor Standards Act, which sets the standards for wages and hours across the country. The Department of Labor makes sure employers follow the law by checking if they are paying employees correctly. They look into complaints from workers who believe they have been cheated out of overtime pay. They also do audits, which are detailed reviews of a company's payroll records. If they find violations, they can requiring employers to pay back wages or face penalties. A key part of their job is setting the rules for who qualifies for overtime pay. For example, employees who are considered non-exempt must be paid 1.5 times their regular rate for hours worked beyond 40 in a week. The department also decides which workers are exempt, like managers or professionals, based on their job duties and salary levels. The Department of Labor updates these rules periodically. For instance, they recently raised the minimum salary threshold that employees need to qualify for exemption. This means more employees are now eligible for overtime if they work over 40 hours a week and do not meet the exemption criteria. These updates help make sure workers are fairly compensated for their extra work. Employers are not allowed to refuse to pay overtime to eligible employees, even if the overtime was not approved beforehand. However, they can have policies to discourage unauthorized overtime and discipline employees who break those rules. Still, the obligation to pay overtime remains regardless of company policies. Certain workers, like federal law enforcement officers, have special rules for overtime that the Department of Labor oversees. These rules may have different thresholds or calculation periods, but the department makes sure they are followed. Sometimes, the rules and how they are enforced face legal challenges in courts. These challenges often involve disagreements over salary thresholds and job duties that determine exemption status. When courts get involved, they can influence how the Department of Labor enforces these rules in the future. Overall, the Department of Labor's role in overtime enforcement is vital. They protect workers' rights to fair pay and help ensure employers follow the law. Staying informed about these rules helps employers avoid legal trouble and keeps payroll practices lawful and fair.